Well, the way the US administration are playing those comments is to say that their recent actions, in particular sending an aircraft carrier to the Middle East in response to alleged threats to US personnel from Iran or Iranian proxies, has had the desired effect. But obviously, clearly behind all this, there's a concern, certainly here in Washington, that the rhetoric of the past few days and weeks has been ramped up to such an extent that there have been fears of an accidental confrontation, that both sides could end up in some sort of military confrontation that neither of them actually want. So we are seeing this de-escalation of the situation, and I think the Defence Secretary's comments are really a key part of that. So he's saying, OK, crisis over for now, we're back to a more stable situation.
And John, what do we know about the briefing that lawmakers are receiving at the Senate today?
Well, I think this is all part of this whole effort to clear up all the misunderstandings. Basically, both chambers of Congress are getting a briefing from three of the most senior characters in the US administration. That's the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, the Defense Secretary, Patrick Shanahan, and also the most senior general, Joseph Dunford. And the idea is to tell both chambers what that threat was from Iran specifically that led to this mini crisis, and to reassure them that on the one hand the US is confronting Iran, but on the other hand is not, as we say, as we've been hearing, risking this accidental confrontation. Now, we're getting some comments already from some of the congressmen who've heard that briefing. The Republicans saying that it shows that the US is certainly not approaching war or risking war, but the Senate Minority Leader Dick Durbin has already said that he believes this administration is itching for war with Iran.
And John, talk to us about behind the scenes mediation. We know there was a visit by the Swiss president to the White House, and also just today hearing that Iraq will be mediating between the US and Iran.
Well, the Americans actually asked the Swiss to be privy to, or to help facilitate some sort of back-channel communications with Iran, because of course the two sides don't have anything of a real relationship. Though of course Donald Trump himself has been appealing to the Iranians to come and talk to him, very similar to his tactics with North Korea, where after months of lambasting the North Korean leader and talking about fire and fury, suddenly he was at a summit with Kim Jong-un. Now, it's very unlikely a similar summit would be held with the Iranians, not least because Iran itself is rebuffing Donald Trump's overtures. So certainly in terms of the Swiss, that is seen as one way of keeping communications open and preventing any accidental escalation.